So I may have created the raciest DIY ever. Hello Starlets, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. I make videos to inspire you to be the best version of yourself and live your dreams. So if you want to be an Everyday Starlet, be sure you hit that subscribe button and be sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss one of my videos. So I've actually been seeing all over Instagram this like crystal strand bra. I will actually try to leave a photo of that on the screen here. It just seems to constantly pop up in my Instagram, maybe because I'm always looking for cute bras and lingerie on Instagram. I don't know. It's actually really super cute and I kind of tried to check it out to see if I could get one and it does not even come close to coming in my size. In fact, actually this brand does not really have a lot of things for the fuller busted woman. And I just thought, you know what? Why do all the tiny busted girls always get to have all the fun when it comes to the bras and the lingerie? So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make a bra like that in my size because I think that Glamour should be for everyone. So I DIY'd this crystal bra right here and I'm showing a lot of cleavage here. Basically, you can do this with any bra that you find in your size that you love. You can really do this with any bra. I tried to find one that was the closest to the original that I could find in my size. I have a very hard size to fit. I would recommend though that you get one that is more underwired, that has a little bit more structure. I don't know if this would work quite as well for a bralette, and you want to make sure that you have one that has adjustable straps. So they have this little plastic adjustable piece on it. Other than that, you just need a few other things, a great bra that makes you feel fabulous, and you too can have a crystal bra no matter what your bra size. So if you guys want to see how I got this crystal encrusted bra that will fit anyone, then just keep watching. So to start out, basically what you're gonna need is a bra in your size. I actually did the other side of this already so I could make sure I knew what I was doing before I started filming this. You'll also need some strands of crystals. I got these off Amazon. Needle and thread. I used silver thread because that's what I had on hand. You could also match the color of the bra and make sure that doesn't roll away from you. I used some wire. I had this in my craft room. I think this is called like jewelry wire or artist wire. I'll try to link everything below. And then I actually used 2 pairs of scissors. These are like really strong scissors that, you know, will actually cut through metal and crystals and stuff, and these are more delicate scissors for cutting the thread. That's basically all you need. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do, I already did this on the other side and the center, but this bra had little bows on it. They had one on each strap and then they had one in the center. I already took the center one off and the one on the other side. So I'm gonna take my tiny little sewing scissors, really any tiny scissors that you have, and just very delicately, without cutting myself, just take off the bow and any little strands that might still be on there, just very carefully. You can even keep the bow for another project if you want, or you could leave it on. That's totally up to you. I don't know, the look I was going for was bowless. Now what I did with this side, just to let you know, I actually wired these pieces onto the like this little adjustable plastic thing because that's the most secure. I made sure that this was, when I put it on, in the place where I wanted when it was on me. It will move a little bit, so you're gonna have to be a little bit careful with it, but this is really the best place to sew it on to the bra. And what I did was I actually measured the crystals and I overshot how long I thought they would need to be to hook onto the bra. And then I actually just attached them to this. I'll show you how I did that in a minute. But then once I had this on here, I actually like held up the strands to where I wanted them and then I trimmed them on the ends. You do waste some crystals that way, but for me that was just the easiest way to do it. But then before I actually sewed these on, I measured 3 more rows, so I have basically like a mirrored set of these strands of crystals that I'm now going to put together and put on the other side of the bra, so I kind of knew they were symmetrical. So the other side of the crystals have already been measured, but that's how I got the initial measurement for this side. Okay, so I have my 3 strands together here, and I'm not gonna lie, getting this started is kind of tricky. There might be a better way to do this. I just don't know what it is. But I'm gonna take my wire and I'm going to attempt to wire these together. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm kind of like basket weaving them. It's really tricky because these crystals like to get away from you. But yeah, I'm trying to like basket weave these together, kind of like under, over. I'm really sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. But like basically just the top crystals, I'm just basket weaving them together. See, I'm going over this one, twisting the wire under the middle one, and then over the back one. And then I kind of wrap it around just to make sure they're secure. I'm gonna be careful of the end. Make sure you kind of tuck the end in as much as you can because you don't want it to stab you. I'll be honest with you, there might be an easier way to do this. This is how I did it. If you're a very crafty person and you have an easier way to do this, by all means, please leave a comment below. Then I'm gonna take my scissors to sort of trim off the excess wire, making sure that I don't trim off the crystals or cut myself. So now you have these strands and these 3 pieces are attached together. You basically now have the bra strap and you have your crystals tied together. Okay, and basically what I'm doing, if you can see, is I'm just kind of like sewing. I had to start it off camera because I really had to like look at it closely in detail. My eyesight's not what it used to be. But yeah, you're basically going to weave the wire around, kind of like sewing through underneath the wire that you used to sew these together. So this is actually like going underneath the wire and looping. You're using this wire to sew the strands together. And yes, this is like honest to God, this is the hardest part of the entire DIY. And the hardest part to film. Honestly, as long as you make sure that you're wrapping the wire through this little plastic piece and the underside of the crystals, you're set. That's the most important part of the whole thing, because you're just trying to attach them together. And I'll be honest, the wire does not show all that much, especially because you're using silver crystal. So if it's not perfect, it's not gonna be that noticeable. And I gotta be honest, if you're wearing this bra for someone and they're looking at it going like, oh my God, your wire's showing or whatever, you're not wearing this bra right. And honestly, do it as many times as you feel like it's secure. This is pretty strong wire. I'm gonna twist the end of the wire together just to make it more secure and just sort of tuck it underneath and then trim off the end. The main thing is that you don't want the wire on a part that's going to be sticking out and is going to stab you. So you just want to make sure that the wire is tucked in and protected from your skin, which this band will probably do. And now you have the top part done. Honestly, that's really the most complicated part of the whole DIY. The next part is to attach these strands onto your bra. Now, because I have 3 strands, because the picture had 3 strands, I decided just for evenness and it would just take less measuring, this particular bra had 3 seams in it. So it had a seam here where the lace ended, and it had a seam in the material on the cup here and here. That's not exactly evenly around, but I just decided that the best thing for me to do, the thing that would keep me the most sane, was to use these 3 as markers for where I wanted my bra, so then I knew it would be even on both sides. If your bra doesn't have seams like this, or if that's not where you want the crystals to go, that's fine. I would just recommend maybe taking some measurements so that you get it even on both sides, or if you don't care if it's even on both sides, go for that too. So I'm gonna take the first strand of crystals right here. It's not necessarily gonna stay straight, but I wanna make sure I sew it on straight. So I make sure all the crystals are going in the same direction so I don't sew it on twisted or anything. And I'm gonna start, honestly, like with anything in this project, with these crystals, it's the first like couple stitches, like when you first start, that's the hardest. So I'm just sort of holding it down. I thread my silver thread here, and I'm just going to sew it on. And honestly, it's that first stitch that is the hardest because these crystals are, I mean, they're not heavy, but they are weighted, so they kind of like to slide away from you. So after you get that first stitch in there, and you kind of have it looped around on the first crystal here, and you're just gonna go under over. This is the place where I wish there was like a speed up feature in real life, not just in my editing system. Because this does get a little tedious if you're not someone who finds sewing relaxing. Repeat this until you feel like it's secure. It's like sewing on a button or something. Same kind of thing. Basically, to end it, and you probably can't even see this because the thread is so fine and it's silver, but I'm basically just knotting off the two ends here. And then I just trim this, and we now have our first strand sewn on. I just basically do the rest. I stitch this one on to this seam here, stitch this one on, making sure that I don't tangle them, stitch this on to this seam, and then the bra will be complete. Okay, honestly, I don't know if you can probably tell, and if you can't tell, then good. But like, my sewing job is not perfect. The silver thread, it doesn't match the bra, obviously, but you know what? It's silver, and it's pretty, and it's fine and delicate enough so that if you're not getting a perfect stitch and you do kind of see it, again, if anybody is noticing that like your crystals are not perfectly stitched on your bra, you're not wearing your bra the right way. Last strand, last seam. And voila. Okay, and here is the final bra. All right, I will admit I probably should have left the strands here maybe a little bit longer. These kind of keep getting tangled. I mean, I got a lot going on here, so yeah, the strands are not necessarily staying in the exact perfect place, but you know what? I think for a DIY job, I think it's pretty good. Okay, a note about the bottoms. This bra had a matching, it was like boy shorts and a matching thong, so I put the thong on and I tried to kind of create this because I like to have stomach coverage. I basically took apart the boy shorts, and I don't want to show you too much from the back because it'll get kind of, well, I mean, I've shown you guys my butt mask, so I actually put crystals on the back here, and then I put these strands here to kind of hold down the center, so it kind of gave me a little bit more of a garter look. I didn't DIY it because I don't even recommend that you do this. This was very complicated, and it was falling apart as I was putting it on. Probably would do it differently next time. If you guys want me to do a DIY on how I did this, and maybe I can do it again and maybe do it better so it's not falling apart. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. I honestly would recommend that you buy a bra that has like bottoms that you like and maybe just add some crystals to it somehow. Because like deconstructing this to make this sort of like belt thing with the crystals in the back was hella complicated, let me tell you. But obviously this is not a look that is practical for, you know, every day, but for, you know, special occasion, or you can just make any day a special occasion. I think that feeling sexy and having pretty lingerie should be for everyone. I didn't do this DIY to necessarily make it more affordable. I wanted to make it so that, you know, any woman could have this kind of glamour in their life, but I think price point wise, just the bra part was actually probably more affordable than the original. Seriously, it depends on what the cost of the bra is, but someone in my bra size, I have to spend an awful lot of money on the actual bra. Yeah, if you can find a more affordable bra and you want to DIY this, if you're any size, hey, go for it. The main purpose of this is I just feel like women who are full or busted, you know, or plus size, or, you know, whatever it is that you are, I don't think that glamour should only be for one particular size. That's why I decided to do this DIY and create this. This is a desperate attempt at covering on my stomach. But anyway, if you guys are planning on doing this DIY, let me know. In fact, you can actually even send me your photos, tag me on Instagram if you do this and take a picture of it, let me know. If there are any other DIYs you like to see, like maybe there's some, you know, bras or lingerie or something like that that you've seen that doesn't come in your size and you want to see me try to DIY it, then let me know. I love to hear from you. I love your suggestions. I've never done my outro in this state of undress before. So if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. A while back, I was suffering from anxiety and depression, and I truly believe that beauty and makeup and taking care of myself saved my life. And I believe it can save yours too. So if you want to be an everyday starlet, be sure you hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on all my social media channels. The links will all be in the description box below, along with a link to everything I used in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.